people are losing money to the drawdown effect, and I don't believe they even realize it. Hello and welcome to the Durham Talents channel. My name is Jesse Durham. I'm here for today's quick take to talk about the drawdown effect with
Jacob and Josiah.
Fantastic. And this will be a really neat thing. They're in the office with me for the day. We've been all over the place at presentations, recording footage, and my wife and I homeschool our children. And while preparing to give a talk on this drawdown effect, because folks don't even realize what's being lost here, I thought, what a great opportunity for us to do some math together as well. So that's why I say what I did about the drawdown effect. And here's where I'm going to just explain it to my boys, and hopefully it will be eye-opening and helpful to everyone. In particular, we'll talk about how it connects to the infinite banking concept here in just a second. But do this math with me, boys. Let's say you had $10, okay? And we could put this info up for everybody, but you look at this with me. Let's say you had $10 and you put it somewhere hoping that it would make more, but it might lose some. Okay, let's just say you chose to do that. Okay, so your $10, you put it with somebody or somewhere, okay, and it lost 10%. So that means that it lost part of what it was. Do y'all know what 10% of 10 is?
I've been learning percent, but
That's,
not necessarily.
Okay. All right. So okay. All right. So let's say you had then 10 fingers. Okay.
Yep.
And these 10 fingers represent $10. Okay. You with me so far?
Yeah.
So let's say you put 10 of them and you invested them. There's risk inherent with it, investing, right? Let's say you put those $10 somewhere and one of them was lost. How many do you have now?
9.
Okay. So we went from 10. Now we're at 9. Okay. So now how many dollars do you have that can still be used to work or to invest with?
9.
Okay. So we lost one. Okay. But let's say the next time that your money was put out there, let's say you got 10% back. Okay. So if you looked at this and tried to figure out what 10% is, it's going to be a little bit less than last time because you started out with less money. $9 isn't as big as $10 is.
Nope.
Okay. So I'll give you that answer. 10% of $9 is 90 cents. Okay. 90 cents. So here's the drawdown effect. Okay. Is 10% was lost. We went from $10 to $9. Okay, y'all with me? We started out with 10. We lost 10%, and we got $9.
Okay.
But then the next time we got 10%.
So now we got $9.90.
Right, but why isn't it back at 10? And that is the drawdown effect. Just because you lose 10% and then gain percent, or gain percent and then lose 10%, doesn't mean that you're made whole. And folks think that way. I mean, we are natural at the superficial level. Our natural thinking thinks, well, okay, if I gain 10% and I lose 10%, that's the same. They cancel each other out. I'm back to where I was. And that is not the case. You're not even back where you were. So the drawdown effect means that you would have to earn more after a loss just to get back to even. And that's a big point too, just to get back to even. All right, look at it like this, boys. If you were taking a trip and you want to go from here to here, the straight line is the best way, right?
Yep. But trees and stuff and rocks are going to be
okay. All right. So in that analogy, all right, the trees and rocks in life are losses. They're the drawdown effect. So let's say you start out like this, but then there's a rock and you got to go down to get around it. Well, now you just lost ground. And to get back where you were, you got to go around the rock and then climb back up.
And then there's another tree.
Well, and that just took you longer just to get back to where you were to go around that rock, for example. Okay. And that's just to get back to where you were, not even to keep advancing, not to keep going and see progress and improvement. Okay. And then every time there's something that you got to go around, and the longer it is, or the bigger it is, or the windier it is, the further you got to go back up just to get to back where you were to be able to keep going towards that top of the mountain. Do you understand what I'm saying? The drawdown effect, folks, when we put our money, like we're told to do conventionally, in all these qualified plans and in the marketplace, and I'm not saying don't do that, but here's what I'm saying. What if our operational base was a privatized banking system? What if we earn however it is that we earn, and we built that capital in a private piece of property that we owned, that we controlled, that had guaranteed compound growth while maintaining access and liquidity at the same time, okay? And you could find that in a properly structured whole life policy with a mutual company that pays dividends. That's the ideal financial asset to privatize your banking. And then for sure, if you want to go and do something in the marketplace, if you want to fund a business, if you want to fund investments where you may experience the drawback effect, at least at that point, you've grown and compounded your money, created a death benefit, which is a tax-free windfall to the heirs, beneficiaries, those that you would designate that to go to. You have guaranteed compounding, though, on the capital for your whole life, and you maintain access to it. And if you want to go out and do investing or build a business or whatever it is that you happen to be doing or wanting to do in life where you may experience some risk, at least you hedged against so many things. Not just risk, because there's no risk with a life insurance policy. There are guarantees, actually, in fact. But you do inherently, just by making the policy your private banking entity, you do hedge against so many other things: taxation, inflation, a lot of helpful things, litigation in so many cases. So the drawback effect is out there. It's real. Just because you lose 10% and then turn around and gain 10% does not mean that you are made whole, does not mean that you are back where you were. You'd actually have to earn more. Furthermore, you cannot get the time back. So the time that is lost while you've experienced a numerical loss, the time can never be gotten back, even if the returns could be gotten back. And who knows if they will or what that looks like. So it's a phenomenon that I wasn't exposed to even for some time after learning and implementing infinite banking into our life. So here's my question to you boys. Where do you want to put money first?
Your policy.
Put it in the policy first. Can it go down in the policy?
No. Never.
Can it go up?
Yes. Always.
Yes, and always. Those are both great answers. Yep, put those together. Yes, it always goes up. Cash value is higher today than it was yesterday. And tomorrow, it'll be bigger than it was today. And if we use a properly structured policy for our banking entity, if we privatize our banking this way, then you can create this self-sustaining system where you have control and guarantees and access, and you can do what it is that you want to do out from that system. Awesome, boys. Where can the folks learn about this idea of becoming your own banker?
Durham's Talents channel.
Yep, Durham Talents on YouTube, the podcast,
TikTok,
on all the social media platforms. Yep, absolutely. How else could they learn about becoming your own banker?
Read the Becoming Your Own Banker book.
Jacob said he wanted to hold it up and show it earlier. So, yep, absolutely. Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. And if you want to have a conversation about how to implement the infinite banking concept into your household or your business or your investing, then don't hesitate to get into my calendar where you can have a free consultation call. That is at DurhamTalents.com. This has been a great pleasure for me. You had fun, boys?
Yes.
Awesome. Y'all have a great day. Take care. Okay. Y'all set?
Yes, sir. You sound loud and clear.
Perfect. Appreciate that.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you
Yep.
hear me loud and clear?
Yep, I got you loud and clear.